John no good, Peter no good, Ken no good, Kelvin no good. Everybody wey come get fault. My sister, have you taken time to check on yourself if you're not the one that has the faults? For real, because if everybody that comes around you has faults, it means you are the one that really have a problem. For real. You may not want to tell yourself the truth, but it's very important for you to tell yourself the truth because only the truth can set you free. You know why I say this? Character matters a whole lot. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pearl. Thank you for coming by. Please consider to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell by the side so that each time I upload new videos, you'll be notified. And to my returning subscribers, I say thank you very much. So the topic I'm going to talk about today is about working on yourself first before trying to find fault in others. The Bible says your beauty will take you to the palace, but your character will keep you there. And that's the truth. Because even when you're beautiful and your character is nothing to write home about, trust me girl, no guy would want to stay. Like no guy would want to stay. Everybody would come because you're beautiful. Oh, I want to have her. But as soon as they come close and see that many character smells, trust me, no man wants a woman at home as his wife that will be a problem for him. That's the truth. Every man likes to be respected. I must tell you one truth. Men love respect more than love. Yes, they appreciate respect more than love. You understand that? Even the Bible gave the woman the obligation to respect her husband. The man has the obligation to respect the woman, to love the woman, sorry. And the woman has the obligation to respect her husband. And when the Bible talks about respect, the Bible did not just say respect, but it said deep respect. So it is very important that as a woman, you know your role and you know that this is what your husband deserves. Don't think you're trying to do gender equality. Girl, not let society put answer for your gari, oh. When they talk about gender equality, they are not actually talking about you and your husband, because the Bible has already clearly said that the man is the head of the woman. So when something is your head, you know now there's a difference. So gender equality that they're talking about is, of course, maybe in the outside world, outside your marital home, not in your marital home, because the society cannot actually replace God's word. You understand? So the man is the head of the woman. So you should give respect to that man that is heading your home. Don't think, oh, I want to claim my rights. I want to, I don't want him to see me finish. I want to make her not say man. You are not competing with your husband. That's just one truth you must know. You are not in competition with him, or you are trying to exercise headship when he's been given that position. He's the head. So when you come to think, say you want to do gender equality, because society is talking about gender equality, you could just mess up your home, or you may not even have a home. Let me tell you one thing I learned from my parents-in-law of blessed memory. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law at old age, when I would go to their house and I see them chilling together, like you can see how much they are both happy being together. They are always sitting down outside or inside, gisting, they are eating together all day. They are home, you know. In my mind, I was like, wow, this is good. Nothing like having a companion, even when you're old. If peradventure somebody maybe lost their mate and you don't want to remarry, fine, but you will still be lonely. So you would have loved if your mate was there with you, and that's our prayers. Like we want to grow old with our spouses, you understand. But if it happens, if whatever for a reason like death and your spouse happens not to be there, it's fine, it's not a problem. But if not for that, because even when we are taking our marital vows, we always say till death do us part. You see that? Till death, we always say that. So death is the only thing that is supposed to make you lonely at old age, not because you are trying to claim position with your God-given husband that the Bible has already told you is your head. You understand? So when society puts on sign for your garri, when you old and miserable, they're not go there with you. People always say not be husband be joy, or not be husband they give happiness. Of course, that is not true. That is true to some extent, and to some extent it's not a fact. When we're young, what we need from our husbands are actually different from what we need when we're old. You understand? Because our needs will definitely change. At that old age, you don't even want anything. You just want to chill. You just want to have somebody to interact. You don't say old people. I never noticed that they like gist. Old people, they feel gist for state. Tell me who can't give you attention, who will really sit down with you steady, make you the gist, your boring gist. You know when you old, your gist go dey boring, but you just want to talk. I don't know why it be like that. It's common among old people. They just like to talk. Then tell me now, who will give you that attention? Even your children will not, because they have their lives to live. Your children may be married, they have their spouses to spend time with. They may even be living with you maybe for a reason or two, and they don't have that time to sit down and be listening to boring gist. They may want to be busy with their phone, they may want to hang out with their friends. But when your spouse is there, you are retired, is retired. You not get when they go, now go their house. Morning, afternoon, evening, now selves not go they see. You understand? So by then you will now see the importance of really having a spouse. Because you think maybe when as you are young, you are just thinking that you remain young forever, you remain vibrant forever, your mentality will be the same forever. You don't have control over what happens to you at old age. You don't have control. So if you think, oh, I'll make myself happy, I'm going on vacation, I will not even have time to sit and be bored. You just dey talk that one. No, not be everything when we talk like they happen. You understand? So sometimes it they happen, but not in all cases. So when you can't think, say you go by yourself create happiness, even the man will not there. But when that time don't reach, you go can't see, say, oh, not as I think. But you go down late, you understand? So not let society, they tell you say gender equality, gender discrimination. When you are submissive, your husband will definitely cherish you. He would still give you your respect, because the truth is that if you want your man to respect you, you have to first respect yourself and you have to respect him. So how do you respect yourself? You don't overreact over little things. You don't argue over little things. You don't nag over little things. You understand? If you don't nag over little things, trust me, the day something will annoy you and you frown at it, you will see the way your husband will be begging you like, oh, I'm sorry, it's okay, it won't happen again. He will be assuring you of like not repeating it again. But if you are a constant nagging wife, you are constantly nagging, you are constantly being aggressive, you are constantly shouting, you are mad at every little thing, okay, the day where your head will just skip like this, as you just talk, say, hey, the man will just walk and leave you. He go even come and keep malice with you. After 3 days, oh, because he did something I didn't like, I complained, I started, keeping malice with me. Why? Because the man don't tire. You dey nag too much. The man not just stand you anymore. You understand? Then tomorrow, when that man takes joy in hanging out with his friends or going out, not to want to be in the house unless when he has to sleep, you go say, "Na useless man." Hey. Girl, lay your bed the way you go take lie down on it. You hear? Because when you see people who say they keep their own, you go come feel say, I beg you, because she's swallowing all the nonsense, and that's why is that one life, is she even happy? What it concern you? She feel not dey happy now 100%, because of course all marriages has challenges. All. If you know me and my husband, like for those my physical friends, right, they know that me, I'm a principled person, but I don't nag. Whatever I don't like, I say that I don't like it. If you don't like something, it's not wrong to say it. But what manner do you say it? Like, are you aggressive when you're saying it? Are you always shouting? Are you always quarreling? Are you always nagging? That's what you should think about. So I say that I don't like it if I don't. And I stand my ground when I say I don't like it. But me saying I don't like this thing Do I always not like everything? Because that's also a problem. There are certain things you just have to put up with. It may not be exactly the way you are used to doing things. It may not be exactly how you want things done. It may not just be what you like. But it's sometimes let go of certain things. It's not everything you want to talk about. Like the old lady I was sharing an apartment with, where I moved from the last time. She would call you to see a strand of hair. Then when you want to pick it, she say, no, don't worry, I got it. I just want you to see it. She don't even know if you are sleeping at the time she knocked on your door to call you to see a strand of hair because you braided hair in the house 3 weeks ago. You understand? Then when you cook, you want to clean the cooker. She will say, oh, let it cold. If it's hot, if like one thing. Then when you let it cold, she will say, oh, you did not clean it on time. Are you that type of person? Are you the type? Like, some people complain over everything. Like, everything. I cannot even go about and like talk about the old lady. Like, sometimes I just say, like, some people, when they tell you, oh, this man is not nice to me, or he treat me, how are you to the man? You ask yourself, how are you? A man that you see that you cannot stand, that you eventually broke up, and somebody stayed with that man, then you will think he's the man that has a problem. It's you. You may not tell yourself the truth. If you want to tell yourself the truth, and you want to live a happy life, there are a lot of things you should let go of without even talking about them. Then if something is just too much, there are things you cannot be quiet about, and we know the things that we can be quiet about, and we know the things that we cannot be quiet about. So, but it's not everything. Oh, you pour water here. Oh, why did you pour water here? Oh, I'll clean it, but next time don't pour water here. Then, oh, you did not cover this thing very good. And next time, cover it very tight. You cover it. Tomorrow, oh, you use green spoon to eat instead of white spoon. Oh, next tomorrow, why did you use fork to eat rice? You were supposed to use a spoon. No. Don't make that house uncomfortable for him because you are trying to I don't know what they even think they are doing. Some people will say, I'm not being a slave. Nobody called you a slave. Nobody. If you want to make points known, there are ways you can make it known. Are you the type that gets mad over little thing? Oh, when you don't mad, you begin to shout. You know, let you hear word. And the thing what you they shout for, when they will come look at, not be big thing. Like just something like at a time I will mention this. A lady gave me some piece of clothes to sell for her. So I was really doing my best selling those clothes. I was really going about carrying those clothes all about. I would take it to my children's school, show to my co-parents, take it to my place of work. I even gave some to my friends to like still give to people she knows. You know, we're doing our best to sell. So we sold some, and of course, in my country, people buy things on credit. But I had some money with me. The day she sent a message for me to credit her account, my phone had a problem by then. My phone was like, if I charge it in 30 minutes, it will just run down. And in Nigeria, we know that we don't have constant light. You understand? Before I got home, because I dropped my kids in school that morning and I went somewhere. But before I got back home from school to plug my phone, and the moment my phone came on, I saw her message. She has dropped voice message cursing my life. She sent me account number to pay a particular amount. I didn't pay the amount, the money in the account. Now I have my phone. I have stolen her money. I'm a thief. If I don't give her my money, she will deal with me. Oh, she will do anything. She will go to any length to deal with me. I cannot eat her money and go free. She worked hard for her money. She was ranting. She had even sent a message to my sister. Jay, tell your sister. My sister told her, when it comes to money, that my sister, she will never mess with you. Something may have happened, and I'm strongly sure that something happened to her phone. She has been complaining about her phone for a while, but I'm very sure that it was off and she's not in a place where she could charge it. My sister is not like that. So the moment I got home, I saw her message. I sent her a message. I was like, I don't understand. You asked me to, because I was the one now that was helping her. I was running errands for her. You understand? It's not as if it's at a cost or I gave her any charge that you will pay me a service fee. But just because my number didn't go, she was yelling, she was shouting, she was ranting, cursing me out. So when I was like, well, two wrongs cannot make it right, because that's one thing about me. I don't get flared up easily. Even when something annoys me, I still have a way of absorbing it and just putting up with it and still do the right thing. I do that a whole lot. So if you know me personally, you know what I'm talking about. I hardly pick quarrels with my friends. I hardly have reason to exchange words with my friends. You may do something that I don't like. I have a way of putting up with it and still do things right and still carry on with our friendship without holding on to that thing. That's my kind of person. If you see me calling, like, just pushing a friend aside, like, I don't want this friend again, you know that I cannot just put up, and the person is constantly doing it. Because a lot of people, when they are doing things, they don't change, they just keep doing it. Even when you're absorbing them, they just keep doing it. You cannot just keep putting up with somebody's bad attitude all the time, right? So I sent a message and my phone was off. Hey, your phone off since that day. Now today your phone go off because sending money now. If you don't send that, I go use juju everything. I go make sure I deal with you. I was like, really? So I sent her the money right away. Send her the money, send her the money. I was like, remember, there was a lady that bought the red set of the clothes. Not all though, but a lot. She bought it at low price. She had a boutique, so she still want to sell it and put her own profits. The lady bought it on credit. I told her, like, the lady said she would pay me on so and so day. You know, she was like, oh, after buying it cheap, she is still on credit. I was like, you know, now she's a store owner. She may not have money at the moment, because if store owner wants to go to the market, they have saved the money they are going to the market with. This is somebody you took something to, like, come and buy when she don't even have it in mind. She may not have the money to give to you, but since she has said that day, let's hope that she will pay on that day. She was like, okay, it's fine. So now when I paid her this money, she kept on, she was cursing me, she was, you know, because at a point, you wanted my money. So I just had to send a screenshot of my account balance to her. It was over ₦1 million, I think almost 2 million or more than, I can't remember again, but it was over, I know it was far over ₦1 million. I was in Nigeria then. I sent the account balance to her. When she saw the account balance, she didn't say anything again. The reason I sent the account to her, I don't really show people my account balance. But I want her to know that the money she's even saying I want to steal is not equal to 10% of what is in my account. So why should I steal it? I was helping. I'm this type of person, my eyes don't die in people's money. I work hard for everything I own. I have never been a lazy person. Right from my growing up stage, I have never been a lazy person. I like good life. I want to have that good life. And having that good life, I don't want to sell my body. I don't want to steal. I don't want to beg. So what do? Is to put my hands to do something, like work. You understand? So I have been the hustling type. So when I showed her my account balance, she chilled. She didn't say anything again. Later she was like, hey, when is that lady paying? I said, I told you the date she bought the things. Okay, no problem. Later she was like, hey, now you have paid me. Thank you. She did not even apologize for how she has talked to me and everything. And this is somebody that I met her online, we have not physically seen. If you talk of the age gap between me and her, it's more than 10 years. You understand? I started, I was like, some people, sure. So the day the other lady was supposed to pay me, I cannot remember what happened. I went. You know Nigerians now. Besides, the business may not be booming. She may not have sold a number of things that would amount to whatever she was to pay me between the length of time. You understand? She told me to come back. That very day, as this lady just asked me, I said the lady has not paid me. She started, hey, you don't start, oh. You don't start, oh. You want to find my trouble again. I was like, but I don't understand you. I don't care. No one understand me. No one understand me. You give me my money. Hey. I was like, you know what? It's not as if your shouting is moving me. But just to get done with all of these disturbances and insults, I will pay you from my pocket. When she pays me, I will keep the money. But remember, I did you a favor. I am not your sales girl, but I helped you. I went around with using transportation to carry those stuff around. I did all of these things. I didn't tell you to give me this amount of money. So, but the way you are just going about it, I don't understand you at all. You forgot that it's a favor I'm doing here. She was like, I don't care. I don't care. Give me my money. She said it's to make ₦1 for this place. So I just credited her account as we were talking. When she saw the money, no, I think she was like, take 5,000. I remember it was 5,000. She said I should take 5,000. I allow 5,000 when I will cover transfer when I take anything worker. But I didn't want to say it's not rich because I wasn't doing it to get profits. Neither was I doing it to be paid. So I just told myself, she gave me 5,000. That would cover part of the transportation. At least I'm not at a complete loss. So I sent her the rest. Thank you. And now, my mind. She said something like, and now you don't want. I don't know. She said, you don't remove yourself from my trouble. Something like that. I just laugh. But after then, she started feeling guilty. I don't know if she felt guilty anyway, but she was not able to talk with me as before. She was now feeling withdrawn and all of that. Then before you know it, we lost contact. I was still the same person that went to look for her on Facebook. Like, it's been a while. What's up? Are you okay? She was like, hey, I changed my number. I was like, okay. She said, give me your number. Let me add you. I did. I gave her my number. She added me. Then later she was like, I can't see you on WhatsApp. I can't see you. I said, okay, you give me yours. Let me add you. Then I will send you a message. She gave me hers. I added her and I sent her a message and we started talking again. Why am I sharing this experience? Imagine the way I handled that situation with her. If I was like her type, we two go quarrel. Like she go dey shout for her end, me I go dey shout for my end. At the end of the day, we no go achieve anything. You understand? We will still come be enemies join now. We fit even fight, shed blood because she fit say, oh, she won't deal with me. Maybe me now, in the first place, I didn't mean to keep her money. You understand? That money no fit enter my eye. You know which, you know even compare to my account balance. So you know fit enter my eye. So I didn't mean to keep her money. But if maybe the way she talked to me, I said, okay, I'm not going to send the money, my say you go to do your works. There are people like that. Then she want to do what? She'll come say, okay, she'll come find person. When I go do if not juju, if not physical, last, want it go happen. Me say, go say, I want it with you. You understand? Wahala, you know, wahala be like bicycle. You know, they had to start. You know, they had to start. So that was how I handled that issue. Then what about my marriage? My husband and I were friends. Like, I've known my husband for like 18 years now, going to 19 years. And even when we were dating, we've had issues. Like, I would say, oh, I don't want to marry you again, but we'll still sort ourselves out. And when we got married, we have also had issues. So I will not tell you, oh, we never quarrel. We didn't quarrel. Me, I'm one kind of principled person, even like I was saying. But I don't say my things in a way that it would result to big problem, you know. I always have a way like, babe, why did you put this spoon here now? This spoon, you know, I took it from my husband. I was like, I beg. I don't keep on whether they keep it, no matter the position. You understand? Because we have a board. We had a board in our house where we hang our cooking spoons. So if I arrange them in a way, you know, some spoons are wide. You have the type that is straight. So I put them in a way that, okay, the straight one will be between two wide ones and all of that. So but if my husband takes, he may just put it back on the hanger without following the arrangement. Me, I will not say, babe, you're like, babe, please, I've put it there. No, I don't know how you arranged it, but I put it there. I'm like, but you look at where you are taking it. At least so when you are putting it back, you know exactly where you took it from. I say, please. You just want to be doing like Brivand the Cap. That's the Desperate Housewives. It's a series that we were watching then. There's this lady that was Mrs. Perfect. Everything in an arranged manner. Everything perfectly done. So Miss Van de Cap. Remember, you are doing like a Brie Van de Cap. You say, you're doing like Brie. Please don't come and be doing like Brie. This is our real life. This is not the Desperate Housewives. So I will just still laugh. I'll put it. But over time, I realized that we may have been brought up differently. My arranging manner may not be the way I was brought up, but it was something I grew to like. So I adopted it. I started doing my things in an arranged manner. Him is a guy. He may not, like I said, it was not the way I was brought up. You know, now this bakororo, bako, just do the thing, jaga. So far you do no matter. But I grew up to like things being arranged, like properly arranged. He may not have had a reason to want to take time to be putting things in positions. So I stopped complaining. But if I just get there, oh, he did, just like arrange. It's done. You understand? Not that you go say, I thought they tell you since. You don't get sense. Some women go as far as using bad languages. You don't get sense. I mean, you don't get on an arrangement. You know if you arrange. You know see. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, you're making the man feel less of a man. Then you say, if you can't shout or maltreat you, say maltreat me. So men may not want to finally marry this woman. The woman may think, oh, he has found somebody. Or maybe he had 10 of us, he was just trying to select. He may not have had anybody before he left you. But if you just say that, I don't feel to cope with this, there's no need wasting time. So you will just want to move on. You understand? When you are being difficult, if you say something, I have one friend, if she say this, no matter how you try to advise her, say even with the age gap, you still don't wise, you still don't see things pass her. Now lie yo, now you all you dey talk, you be like very in the beat tone. So sometimes I will sit down to ask myself, like, truly, you know, when women will say, oh, this man is this man is that, oh, sometimes it's very good for you to hear from the man. What was his reason to have broken up or to have treated her the way he did? Because even me as a friend trying to, and I know that this advice I'm giving is a very good one, but you are standing up, like nothing you will ever tell person that the person will give you a suggestion and you will take. You will say no, you will stick to your own. I don't care what you think, but this is how I want it. That one is already a difficult woman. And which man want to be with a difficult woman? You understand? So the man may have noticed that attitude and feels that if I marry this woman, we'll end up quarreling every day, or we may even get divorced sooner than we think. So it's better we walk away now. Than a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. You understand? But the woman, nah, idiot, he's a useless guy. He just came and he walked away. He has seen another girl. Meanwhile, you may have done something wrong. You understand? Sometimes you let go of certain things. It's not everything you react to. It's not everything you quarrel about. It's not everything you even talk about. There are some things you just lock up. Lock up. So at the end of the day, so long as your husband is not violent, he's not beating you, he's not verbally abusing you, because me, I don't like that. I like you respecting me. That's why I said earlier, respect yourself, respect the man. He will respect you in turn, because respect is reciprocal. He's not verbally abusing you. He's not physically abusing you. He's not emotionally abusing you. Then he's not cheating on you that you know about. As far as these things are out, you don't have a problem. If it's just common things around the house, work with it. Work with it. Yes, everybody has imperfections. So when you work with it, at the end of the day, it will be worth it. Trust me, at old age especially, like I said earlier, when you'll be old, nobody, you are alone. Do you know what it feels like being alone in the house morning till night? Nobody to talk with, nobody to even gist with. You lie down on your bed, you get up, sit on your chair, watch film. When there's that person by your side, that you people will talk, just laugh, that's real happiness. But if you don't keep him now, don't find person for all the dream you won't on the share, or don't find person. So hold your thing strong. Don't let society deceive you. They tell you gender equality. They go deceive you finish, but the consequences of whatever you may have done will be on you. The society nobody there to share the consequences with you. So follow Bible standard of being a respectful woman. Give yourself that respect as well, so that your husband will respect you in turn. But his obligation is to love you. And of course, if a man loves a woman, he will treat her very good. He will not disrespect her. He would not be unkind to her. So lastly, it will be worth it. This is a very long video. It's a very, very long video. And I hope you can watch till the end. But if you're unable to watch till the end at a stretch, you can watch part today, watch part tomorrow, watch part next tomorrow, okay? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your constant support. I appreciate you and I love you. So I hope to see you again on my next video. Until then, bye-bye.